I'm John Schultz, and this is my wife, Bonnie. We're living with ECD, and this is Oliver, our little dog.
We both grew up in a little town called Orville in Eastern Washington. We were in school together. It was this summer break. Nobody was going to school. And I was with some other friends of mine, and I seen John walking down the street. And I said to my friend, "Oh my gosh, who's that guy?" I'd never seen him before. And he went, "Oh, that's John Schultz. Came here last year." I went, "Oh." Long story short, we stopped and picked him up. A year after we graduated, we got married. We were both only 18, and it's been 52 years later. And I started having symptoms in 2007. I was working full time at the Boeing company. And in 2009, I was forced to retire because my symptoms had got so bad. And at times, I did say before I was diagnosed and they were putting me on all kinds of medication, I was on this one medication. John gave me shots in my stomach every morning. And for 10 months, every single day, I was sick every single day. And I hadn't said anything to John, and I had gone to my Dr. Cycli, and we went in, and I said, "Dr. Cycli, this disease that I have and stuff, is this how I'm going to live the rest of my life?" And he goes, "Yeah, Bonnie, until we can find something else." And I said, "Okay, I'm not taking it anymore. I'm not going to do it." And he got upset. "Oh, no, you have to. You can't just quit." And I said, "Yes, I can. I'm going to quit because I couldn't take every single day being sick." Nobody knew what it was. They couldn't determine what it was. In 2012, 5 years later, they diagnosed me with ECD. And at that time, John and I went to the Mayo Clinic because there was a doctor there that had a patient that had ECD. And he had received all my x-rays, MRIs, everything that they had taken of me. And we sat down and he said, "I confirm 100% yes, you have Erdheim-Chester disease." And he goes, "The patient I was going to have you meet, unfortunately, passed away. And I'm sorry to tell you, but at this time, right now, we have nothing we can give anybody who has this disease. And as far as it's as advanced as you are, you approximately have 48 months." I was going backwards so fast. I mean, at that time, I couldn't walk anywhere in the house unless I call it furniture surfing. I'd have to hold on to the couch to get to the counter, to get to the sink. And whenever John and I went anyplace, I had to hold on to him pretty firm. Kind of the middle of 2014, I started the history study. Right after the history study, Dr. Estrada got permission to do this trial for people that had ECD, and it was all voluntary. And I said I would volunteer to try it. So I was the only woman in the first study of these medications they were trying us out on. Dr. Dave is his name, we're supposed to call him. And he said, after the first year, "I'm done." And he goes, "Bonnie, if I didn't know for sure, I would say you never had ECD. You do not have one lesion. You don't have anything." Well, while you're down there, they make you do all these tests, like clap your hands and touch your fingers like this as fast as you can. I could do absolutely everything. I could walk heel to toe frontwards, backwards. I could spin around. I had the best balance ever. And they said, "Bonnie, you are healed. It worked." And John and I were just ecstatic. When we get home, John signs us up for a Tai Chi class. And everything the instructor did, I could do everything. Stand on one leg, twirl around, I could do everything. And that was the first week. The second week we went back, and when John and I are in class together, John never stands near me. He's like on the other side of the room. We walk out, And we start to get in the car. And I said, "Did you see me today in class?" And he goes, "No, why?" And I said, "Because I couldn't do some of the stuff. I was really having troubles." And he goes, "Bonnie, if you think the disease is back, it's not. It hasn't even been out of your system long enough for it to be back." The third week, we go back, class is over. John and I walk back out to the car. I don't say anything. I get in, and he goes, "What's the matter?" And I said, "Well, you're not going to believe me, and probably the doctors aren't going to believe me, but it's back. I know it's back." And I just went downhill really fast from there. I, at the worst that I was, I never thought there would be a day that I'm going to get to be as good as what I am right now with this disease. I mean, I have a really good life. I'm happy. We do things that are just getting started in this. It's really scary because you think, how bad am I going to get before maybe I get to the end, or what's going to happen to me? But my advice to anybody who's going through this is you have to stay positive. You have to think, I'm going to get through this no matter what. I'm going to do it. And I love getting online and listening to the other people who have this disease. And I don't all the time, but occasionally I will text back to them and tell them my experience and that I hope I'm encouraging it. When we were told at the Mayo Clinic that I had 48 months approximately, John got very upset right there sitting in front of the doctor. I didn't get upset. I didn't cry. I didn't anything. And we walk out of the room and I say to John, "Stop being so upset. I'm telling you right now, God did not put an expiration date on the bottom of my foot, and I do not believe I'm going to go in 48 months."